Alright, folks. I'm going to show you something that, you know, I told you so. It's not quite there yet, but it's coming. I told you so. It's coming. And, well, John wrote, John the Revelator, John the Revealer wrote, "And I saw the mark of the beast," okay, "and the number of his name on the forehead or right hand or both of rich and poor, great and small, because the beast forced them." Look it up. It's in Revelation 13. I'm thinking, I always want to say 13:13, but I think it's 13:14, because I'm pretty sure it's 13:6 through 13 that says that the enemy will wage war against the saints and will prevail against them. Guess who he's talking about? The enemy will wage war against the saints and prevail against them. So I got some, well, for people in a situation like I am, that I absolutely am telling you the dead bottom line, no messing around truth, that the Elohim Tizvot, the one true creator, the one that spoke existence into existence, spoke it, okay? The one that spoke how many eons ago, and it is still in effect to this day. Its voice, his voice, is still creating galaxies which are flying away from us at the speed of light, according to scientists. Galaxies, whole universes just flying away from us at the speed of light. Can you imagine? No, I can't. I mean, even if you allowed your imagination to go as crazy as you possibly could, you can't imagine. So, yes, the Creator's real. And John saw some things happening and said that these things would happen, and that pretty much there's corroboration between Jesus, when Jesus told us that the generation that sees these things happen shall not pass away until everything that is written in this book has been fulfilled. That's when he talks about the great tribulation, after the days of that tribulation. Then will come the Son of Man in the clouds with the trumpet and the archangel's voice and great glory. Then, after the days of the tribulation. Matthew 24:31. Listen. I'm going to show you something short. It's only on a television show, but this is based on reality. The mark of the beast, forehead, and hands. This guy's in both hands. But let's get a glimpse at the future.
Hey, this is Smart, Agent of Bobby.
She's staring at my head. I hate that.
I'm sorry.
NFC chip in my forehead, yeah. And two more in my hands. Turns on my lights, computers, and it has my credit card info.
Alright, enough said. You can check this out. I'm only doing that because of the people, the on the fence believers that are like maybe, but I'm going to tell you, on paper it seems like a great idea, because quite frankly, if your children are in point A and God forbid something happens and they disappeared, and Predator is in point A, and God forbid your children turn up in point B, and predator is in point B, then they know exactly what happened. But probably if your children were chipped, it wouldn't have got to that point. But God forbid it did, because it doesn't seem like a great idea on paper that there's no more. I mean, how are you going to transfer millions of dollars for drug deals and crimes? You know what I mean? How are you going to sell stolen property? How is that going to happen without some kind of a transfer? Everything is going to be electronically recorded. Every single bit of your data. Think about it. It stops most fraud, crime, identity theft. No longer need to worry about where your children are. I mean, of course you have to be concerned, but it stops most kidnappings. There's going to be lots of people that aren't going to take it. Civil rights, Christians. Wow, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Didn't even know that. But I'm only giving you a little heads up. I'm going to say this again, because it needs to be said. Jesus is real. That is the way that God created, so that you do not have to pay the price for sin. Because we're all guilty. We are all equally responsible for the death of God in the flesh. Isaiah 7:11, Isaiah 9:6, Isaiah 52:13 through 53:15, Isaiah 55. There's all kind. I mean, you can find 100 and. I'm a little rusty, but there's a lot of them. A lot of prophecies. Look, I'm not a scholar. I won't pretend, but I studied them. I looked them up. I checked on them. And then I checked them again. And then I believed. Because it wasn't something that I just accepted. I didn't just say, oh, that sounds great. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfection. All right, even up into Hebrews 2 when it gives the godly explanation. Because basically, he wanted to be able to say, I know exactly what you're going through. And you can't tell him that you don't know. And, well, guess what? He knows. He knows exactly what it is that you're feeling, because he felt it. So, I was thinking about this earlier, about a time in my life when my wife and I were separated and she was seeing someone, and I felt every single ounce of the worst horrific pain. I knew when things were happening between them. I knew when she was pregnant. I knew all of it. In fact, man, I was so convinced that she was pregnant, and then I found out that she had a miscarriage. And I was wondering why she never told me that she was pregnant, well, because she had a miscarriage. But I knew. Because, you know why? Do you know what it had nothing to do with her, but it was God. It was the Elohim. It was the one true God saying to me, that is how I feel trillions of times a day. Every time we sin, we put him through that pain. Every ounce of our sin was felt in that moment on the cross. The betrayal of the created spitting in the face of their creator. Okay, can you imagine if you make an ashtray and the ashtray throws the cigarettes back at you when you put them out? I mean, I'm using that as an analogy. Okay, so yeah. As an example, okay, I mean, what if you were able to create a man out of clay, and you wanted to hang out with him and play, but he wanted to watch TV, and come on, man, leave in Jesus' name, leave here. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to get attention. I don't want attention. I just want you to know the truth, but there is some stuff going on here today. As soon as I walked in that door, don't believe me. Don't listen to a word I'm saying. I dare you to look it up yourself. I dare you to check it. Say that there's inconsistencies. That's only because you have only read maybe half of the book. Okay? You're reading the answers without the questions. You went right to the answer. You got to prove your work. You know that. You have to prove your work. Knowing the answer isn't enough. How did you get to the answer? Well, I mean, I forgot so much, but all that I thought I knew was nothing compared to what has been shown to me lately. Sure, I would love to be perfect. Are you perfect, really? Any one of you? Because I do have a stone. You see, it's right over there. That's my stone. I'm waiting until I'm perfect so I can throw it at you. The moment that I become without sin, I'm going to throw that rock. Yep. It's some kind of, it was a tool of some sort used by somebody in Berks County maybe hundreds of years ago. I don't know, but I found that one. My daughter found a relic that I have somewhere. I haven't seen it in a minute, but I carried it because that was the first stone that I was going to throw. But I got a bigger one just in case. So anyway, don't believe me. And if you guys see something going on in one of these videos, let me know. So we can call Ghostbusters and get them in here, please. Because I don't need this mess.